Run the train.
While we
The torpedo that sunk the jong-un and took the lives of 46
Hey, I've seen this one. I've seen this one. This is a classic.
What do you mean you've seen this? It's brand new.
Yeah, well, I saw it on a rerun.
Global leaders express concern over North Korea.
North Korea's weapons program continues to intensify. Now surpassed 1,000 missiles.
Global leaders express concern over North Korea's latest atomic test.
Kim Jong-il's government strongly defended its recent atomic test as a rightful response to Western aggression. The president appeared at the UN to call for severe sanctions against North Korea.
This morning comes the news of Kim Jong-il's death. North Koreans greet their new supreme leader, Kim Jong-il's son, Kim Jong-un.
Today, our beloved leader, Kim Jong-un, has united North and South Korea, forming the Greater Korean Republic.
Talks to end the Saudi-Iran war have stalemated once again. Meanwhile, damaged oil wells and pipelines burn uncontrollably, deeply affecting world supplies.
All costs at the pump are ready to break the dreaded $20 ceiling.
The only good communist is a dead communist!
Across the nation, civil unrest has intensified with the demise of the U.S.
This is not a retreat, nor are we abandoning our Asian allies.
Under threat of annihilation by the Greater Korean Republic, Japan has surrendered.
Martial law is now in effect. Excessive force will be used.
Hours after the president ordered a freeze on bank withdrawals.
We don't know where we will get our next meal from.
Government has imposed strict immigration quotas, effectively closing its borders to American refugees.
Koreans' annexation continues to spread despite the U.S. Today, the Greater Korean Republic launched their latest communication satellite, claiming it will bring a message of peace to the entire world.
Are you telling me that this sucker is nuclear?
No. This sucker's electrical.
An electromagnetic pulse that can cripple everything from stoplights to computers to the defense grid. Tonight, correspondent Doug McElway tells us just how real a possibility an EMP is.
The easiest way for some rogue state to do that, say some, would be by EMP, or electromagnetic pulse. It's a burst of gamma rays. Even low-yield nuclear weapons produce them. Detonated at the right altitude over the U.S., an EMP could fry the circuitry of electronics all over the country.
What is it North Korea doesn't want us to see? Everywhere you go, there are preparations being made for Friday's big occasion, flags being raised, flower beds being spruced up, and streets are cleared and cleaned. This is because the city is set to host the first Congress in North Korea in almost 40 years, and they want to put on a show. Since February, the whole city has been involved in the 70-day battle. So what is this 70-day battle for? A record number of foreign journalists have been invited to cover this Friday's Workers' Party Congress in the North Korean capital. This is an event leader Kim Jong-un clearly wants the world to witness, and this is why North Korea to anoint great son Kim at Party Congress. The North Korean state media on Wednesday hailed Kim Jong-un the great son of the 21st century, the Sol Invictus.
I am Invictus.
Kim Jong-un seems to enjoy his job. The North Korean leader is frequently filmed smiling and joking with generals during military drills. But the intensity of missile and nuclear tests this year alone suggests he's a leader in a hurry.
North Korea is the world's most militarised country. Nearly 10 million people make up the armed forces, regular soldiers and plenty of reservists. On active duty are more than 1 million soldiers, making it the world's 4th largest army, which for a country of its size is quite remarkable.
We've heard, Paula, threats from North Korea many times before. How seriously are officials taking this one?
Well, Amara, I think any threats from Kim Jong-un have to be taken seriously, even if they have been repeated in the past.
of the sun in the palm of my hand.
Today, the Greater Korean Republic launched their latest communication satellite, claiming it will bring a message of peace to the entire world.
Sol Invictus and Invictus Games, do they have a connection other than the word Invictus? Absolutely. Invictus was an epithet for several deities of classical Roman religion, including the supreme deity Jupiter, the war god Mars, Hercules, Apollo, and Sylvanus. It had been in use from the 3rd century BC. The Roman cult to Sol is continuous from the earliest history of the city until the institution of Christianity as the exclusive state religion. Sol Invictus played a prominent role in the Mithraic mysteries, and it was equated with Mithras himself. After victories in the east, the Emperor Aurelian thoroughly reformed the Roman cult of Sol, elevating the sun god to one of the premier divinities of the empire. While previously priests of Sol had simply been sacerdotes and tended to belong to lower ranks of Roman society, they were now pontifices. Aurelian also built a new temple for Sol, bringing the total number of temples for the god in Rome to at least 4. He also instituted games in honour of the sun god, held every 4 years from AD 274 and onwards, and they were called Ludi Solis, Games of the Sun. The foundation of Aurelian's Temple of the Sun was commemorated with games on a 4-year cycle, recorded under a Greek title, the Aegon Contest of the Sun. The Ludi were events for the city as a whole, open not just to Roman citizens but to foreigners and slaves. This was one way the people as a whole, citizens and others, were collectively involved in the official cults of Imperial Rome. Emperor Aurelian in AD 274 publicly declared Sol Invictus as the official god of the Roman Empire when he created the Ludi Solis, Games of the Sun, to represent the continuity of all Roman festivals. Was the sun cult of Mithra, Sol Invictus, included in this new innovation, especially since it involved a cult of the military? The Invictus Games is the modern incarnation of the Ludi Solis. Another thing that I've found significant is that North Korea has its own Arch of Triumph.
Sure I am that this day, now, we are the masters of our fate.
He knows the truth.
Let's wake them up then, shall we?